Who the fuck asked another grown man to pop balloons with them on their birthday?
I know what I'm doing on my birthday. I'm making you pop some balloons.
Hell yeah. Best quote I've heard from a coach in years. Literally, I'm not responsible for another grown man's athleticism.
Chop wood, carry water.
Let's just start off real quick, boys, on nothing shittier when they're with your boys in a casual conversation, especially when there's like people you don't really know around, and you're the guy who spills a beer. You're the guy who, maybe you're at like your in-laws, or you're the friend of the friend at the barbecue,
Yes.
and you get a fresh beer. Oh yeah, I'm cool, man.
And you're
can
feeling
party.
good.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna crack this. Goes all over the grandma's blouse. You're all over your leg. You're in the house. It's on the couch.
Yeah, no, first.
Don't be that fucking guy.
Sometimes, it's first date, you're nervous, you accidentally knock the water over.
There's some things you can't control in there, though, fellas. Yeah. Okay, now look, if I'm sitting here shaking your can up and handing you a beer,
You're an asshole.
That's a stitch up.
Yeah.
Like I'm stitching you up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in a little bit of a social acceptable place where, like, you are next to grandma, but grandma's rowdy. Like,
Yeah.
grandma's
Yeah.
6 taquitos deep. Not taquitos, 6 taquitos potentially, and tequilas.
Holy shit.
She's a fat alcoholic.
Hey, I was out at a Hanford party not too long ago, and grandma was
It gets like
Putting food down and slugging
grandma was
beers.
having a couple snacks, but was a little rowdy. So, but I hear you, but like, I know why you did that, but like, we can't control that. I opened this thing up, you saw no shake, no nothing, and it went everywhere.
Well, I was like, thank goodness it wasn't me.
Well, you
And then I
monkey
saw
see, monkey do over here.
And then I see Frank, and then I was like, oh no, I should go up there to the sink.
That's responsible adult, bro.
Thought I was
Thank you.
casually opening a fresh refreshment, and
I'm seeing a little bit of wrinkles on the bottom now.
Oh, these have been rolling around in the back of a tailgate somewhere.
shot.
Yeah.
These have been.
It happens.
Do you think the pressure's a little lower down here in the basement?
Yeah, the elevation.
They've been sitting
It's
in
the
the
elevation.
elevation
It's the elevation. It's the elevation.
Oh, shit.
We were talking, Aaron, before you got here. So I'm going to Nashville this weekend to record some pods. Theo Von's in Nashville. There's a lot of great bands in Nashville. I'm on Theo Von's side on this situation, but there was a video that circulated of Theo Von doing a little choke push to a guy at a bar, okay? And nobody really knew the context behind it. I've heard Theo Von's nothing but aces, bring the juice type dude, like Lunch Pail Guy vibes.
Okay. He's hysterical.
Let me break this down. I couldn't agree more. The guy who got his neck pushed, long story short, wanted Theo Von to pop balloons with him because it was his birthday. It was like his 30th birthday. I don't know, his 30th birthday,
Like
31st
big
birthday.
balloons at his party. Like
I would say
like the numbers, big
standard,
30 aluminum foil.
No. These look circular. They look circular.
They were smaller.
They
a
were
big
sphere.
balloon.
What? It was like golden black balloons.
I would say standard Walgreens size balloons. Doesn't matter. And he said, I'm a performer and all this shit, so I get what it's like when people come to you in public. Again, I've heard nothing but great things from Theo Von. We've seen Theo Von out at Super Bowl and Power Slap and shit. Like, dude's not an asshole. Dude's a good dude. You can tell.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe.
What I'm getting to is who the fuck asked another grown man to pop balloons with them on their birthday? I don't care if you're 8 years old. I would beat my kid's ass if they asked me to pop balloons with me.
Right, Josh Hogan.
ass.
Josh Hogan
They're
over
asking
here.
to pop balloons over here. Like,
Who pops balloons? First of all,
I
who
didn't-
pops balloons on your
Well,
birthday?
like-
Your mom's gonna get pissed at you
I
because
respect
she
that.
bought the balloons.
but like, where are they at? Like,
Bar, in a
they're at
bar.
Is he like? Is there like some confetti in those balloons? Is he trying to get them? To
they
like,
look like they could be confetti loaded.
See, my thing is, I'm not a big balloon guy on my birthday. First off. Second off, I'm not going up to another grown man as a grown man. Can you pop my balloons? That just a little clout chasing, maybe a little something.
That's fucking
something
weird.
in
If
there.
anything, I'd be like, yo, can we take a shot?
Yeah,
It's my birthday. Can I buy you guys a round?
yeah.
Or
Take a
yo,
shot
can-
with Theo.
Can I
That'd
take
be
a,
dope.
Can I take a flick? Hey, bro, it's my 30th birthday. You mind if I get a picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Not
for sure.
fucking.
But at the same time, it was a little crazy to go straight for the neck.
No. You know what though? Too.
I need to know how tall they are. I need to know if
Not-
if he like went just like
It was-
straight out. That dude was short or
No.
like,
I'd say
elevated a little bit.
within 3 inches of each
Okay,
other.
okay.
But what I'm getting at too is, I don't think the circumstances matter. I would feel fucking weird. I'm a fucking gnat, a pimple on a gnat's ass. compared to Theo Vaughn. If anybody, any place had balloons for their birthday, was like, hey Frank, like, will you pop these with me? It's my birthday. That's kind of a fruity ass face.
You kind of like, I mean,
It's a fruity ass face.
I mean,
I know what I'm doing on my birthday. I'm making you pop some balloons.
hell yeah, no, I'm going to get somebody to build me that big old arch. I'm like, me and you, Frank, 30.
The
balloons.
whole
No, I know
thing.
someone. I know I'm gonna get
The
fucking.
balloon
Look me in
arch.
the eye when we do it as well.
Bro, we're gonna be out at Doghouse. I'm gonna get trolled. Someone's gonna be like, "Hey Frank, pop my balloon for me." I'm like,
Yes.
"Fuck you."
Yes.
But I do think that is a fruity ass face.
It's just,
Phrase.
look, man. I think it's tough. Now I want to get past the balloon popping and I
Wait.
want to get to the chokehold. Like I want to know a little bit more about his reaction, how fast it was. Did the guy get in his face a little bit?
It was a little in the
Did it get
personal
agitated?
bubble.
Like, hey,
personal bubble.
you didn't want to pop my balloons? What the fuck? Like,
No.
There was like a little, you know, like the baseball guy that does the breakdowns. He's like, "You're throwing me out," and he's like lip reading.
yeah.
You can't see that because they're like over here, and the balloons are kind of in their face.
He like did Theo be like take this personally? Like, hey Theo, I want you to pop balloons with me. He like stepped up, like, hey, what's up? What you mean by that?
I think it was just kind of like,
I don't want to do bad film breakdown right now.
I think
Okay.
whatever
I'll
happened.
quit asking about
Like
the
I said,
semantics
for
of it.
me,
It's not important to the
for
story.
me, it's the concept of a motherfucking grown ass man asking me to pop balloons on his birthday.
Yeah,
on a personal thing. It's fucking fruity.
It's definitely a little bit of an out there request. I think you're right. You're at a bar, like, bro, take a shot with me. Like, let me take a quick flick. Like,
Yeah.
you're funny. I listen to you a lot. I don't know. Like, there's
Either-
1,000 ways you could go with
either
that.
way,
But I
I think-
definitely have never thought about.
I
asking
think
a dude
it's
to
a
pop
little
my
out of
balloons.
character for Theo though to
bit.
to do that because he seems like he's always pretty laid back
But
and
you
just
know-
like whatever.
you know he gets
But
rowdy.
I was gonna say Nashville. It's like Morgan Wallen throwing bar stools off of the rooftops. Like Nashville just kind of gets a little rowdy.
There's some high
sometimes.
rooftops there too. You can
Yes.
really hurt somebody.
Could you
Dude,
imagine?
what we were talking about is like, all right, that guy was weird, but Nashville performers are actually electric.
No, dude, it's literally the music capital of the world. Like, it's for at least country, and then like
Yeah.
every extension of what that becomes. It's a cool place to go. I've never been, but I've definitely.
I mean,
heard
bro,
a lot of
New
stories
Orleans
about it.
had some
Awesome.
bangers out there, bro. I saw probably. I don't know if I'll ever go to a Killers concert. I felt like I have been though. I'm talking like I would pay money to go watch these guys, and you just going in casually buying a $5 tequila soda, and you happen to just walk in, and it's just like banger.
Well,
banger.
I
Some
think the
girls
crazy-
just going like on chords, and there's a
Yeah.
saxophone or a jazz band playing, and you're like, this is
The
like
thing
live
that
music's special.
the thing that gets me is when these bands are like, we'll do any cover, just throw out a song and we'll play it.
the range.
The ability for them to go from song to song,
Yeah.
genre to genre, and
Yeah.
just go up there. The guitar players all of a sudden are ripping a whole different genre, something they've never played before, like on the spot, and it sounds good. Sick.
It's kind of like dueling pianos. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, those guys are fucking good.
Yes.
But fellas,
Yeah, what we got?
we've been chatting a little bit, and I know I got here a little late, but it's Tuesday, and we're back.
Back on the boys.
I need to hear your guys' take on some College World Series baseball. All right. Comstock, head coach gets ejected, first inning of a national championship. How are we feeling about that?
I mean, if it's me personally getting ejected right off the rip, I'm not just, obviously the guy fell,
Well,
but
best quote I've heard from a coach in years. In years. Literally, I'm not responsible for another grown man's athleticism.
hey, that's a head coach, by the way, who is
Throw it on a
responsible. Hey,
Throw it on a hat.
Who, by the way, he is very responsible for athleticism of an entire team. But when he's talking about an umpire that fell over, it's just comical.
It was so good, and like he did not push him. If you watch the video, I
No,
watched
no,
it-
there
I
was
watched it
no-
live.
there was no-
I was locked into the College World Series.
Yes.
and it was out of pocket to think that it escalated that. But he literally like didn't touch him, did nothing. That dude stumbled out of nowhere. But that is one of the most hardball quotes from a coach who's literally under pressure, having to hold his composure in
Yeah.
a press conference after losing to Natty.
Well,
Like
and he says
to
he's
just come up with that, was that predetermined?
well. He had plenty of
He
time to think about it.
He
right?
knew what was coming. He had probably 3 hours to really be like.
A bit longer than that. There was a
Sure.
pitcher's duel all weekend.
Sure.
Like, it was.
But I'm saying, like, he had some time where his emotions went up and he was fuming. For sure, a few innocent Gatorade jugs probably took a couple beatings.
Wooden chair.
Maybe a whiteboard's gone.
I'm finding a wooden chair fast.
I know
I
you've
agree.
seen all the videos of the guys with bats just going to town on the freaking. he probably did that back in the locker room or in the, what do you call it, clubhouse?
No, locker room, clubhouse.
I mean, he at one point said something like he takes accountability for his actions.
Yeah,
and,
it's great
and stuff like that. Like he killed that. But the craziest thing to me is the ump that tossed him is an ex MLB.
Yeah,
that was controversial, and so now it's like, okay, he stepped down and now he's making another scene.
But like, I want to get into this. Like, we've played enough high level games. You played in a championship game, maybe not to the level of a natty like that's at, but like the stakes are high. Blues umpires, officiants
referees,
play
all that.
like very critical part in that game.
Yeah.
Obviously they do in every game, but like they gotta have some thick skin. Like they gotta be able to like move and banter. And like I know they had this warning, and he was like, "Hey, I gave you 2 warnings" or whatever. But like, bro, at that level and that intensity, that stadium was rocking.
Yeah, and he said that he's like, "Look, there's so many people. I'm coming out to understand what's going on."
Correct.
I mean, the Dodgers coach just got tossed too over coming out to try to talk. So it kind of seems
him and the Padres got into it.
Yeah. Yes. And it seems like if you're an ump and a coach is coming out kind of hot and it's a natty, the same way, you know, they always say, "Oh, let the players play. Don't let the refs or the umps get in the way of what's going on in a natty." I mean, come on, really?
But like, you have so much power there. Like, you literally could have just been like, "Hey, whoa, calm down. Both of you come here.
Both of you come over here.
Let's have a like. I get you're upset. You're upset. We're in the first inning. I got some jitters too, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. We're trying to win a game, but like, let's have a chat. Now, if it escalates after that,
bench is quit in the third. The thing's different.
But like,
one guy gets earholed in the second. Like, all right,
we're playing. Like, what I will tell you, what I do love is these coaches know the rules. They know every ins and outs of everything. Scenario guys. They've probably even walked through the scenario of if I get ejected, here's who's the next guy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
First base coach, carrying on, pissed about it. And it's literally in the rule book, like, if you're an assistant coach, you have no bounds to even be saying a word anyway. And if a coach gets ejected and you step in more, you're automatically gone for 3. Just see ya. That's why when you saw the ump putting his 2 fingers up, it's him pretty much re-ejecting him, saying, like, that's a 2-game suspension.
Oh, damn.
So that also got the coach really fucking fired up, because in the middle of being ejected, trying to argue, the ump that fell is literally throwing the 2 in his face. Like,
disrespectful.
It's like in football where all the flags get thrown and then they're like,
they throw the hat.
It was so good though. But
that's the ref going like this in his face has to be like a walk off bat flip right opposing team's bench. Unbelievable.
It's like in most of those clips where the refs make a really controversial call and then just book for the locker room.
Yeah. Yes.
So good. So good.
I mean, the first game, the pitching in the first game was phenomenal. There was 9 hits total in the first game.
LSU scored 1 run in the first inning, didn't score again. Coastal Carolina didn't get on base, didn't score. Had opportunities, didn't score.
Yeah. I thought it was some good baseball being played.
Absolutely. But
okay, one thing I wanted to talk about baseball is I was looking at who's won multiple championships. Obviously LSU 8 now. I mean, they've kind of had the most success from in the past and kind of more recently.
Yeah.
They won one pretty recent. 2 years ago. And now, so I was looking like, okay, how many people have gone back to back, or how many people have won, kind of gone on runs?
A little bit of a streak.
USC.
Dude, well, USC, but that was all back in
70s.
back in the day.
Before it was even like College World Series.
I want to say they got 5 though in a row.
Yeah.
5 in a row.
Something crazy.
That's nasty.
I don't care who the fuck you are. Someone's grandpa was a fucking dog. Someone's grandpa was a fucking dog.
They never even knew because he was just so dialed. He was there winning champs.
But then you look at, like, I'm like, all right, well, what about college football? It seems like there's kind of a dynasty type thing. It's like, okay, Georgia's won 2, Clemson's won 2, Ohio State's won 2, Bama's won 3 since college football playoffs. That's like kind of stacked up, you know, like Michigan's won 1, and I just think it's kind of wild. Like, baseball has been, Coastal Carolina won 1 a few years ago, like Oregon State, like it bounces around. Fresno State 08. Like,
I think they talk about
baseball's so different.
It's so hard to get it.
Yeah.
Like they even said in this College World Series, they're like, this has been the hardest it's ever, like the hardest field it's been to make it to this level and then even make it out of the group of 8 and go win a national championship. They're like, the talent dispersion is just getting so much wider and kids are not. Like LSU, when they went on a run probably in like the early 2000s, they were like a stalwart. Like no one could really mess with them.
I think it was in the 90s. I think they won.
Yeah, a little bit
They won
later ago.
5 out of the 10.
Yeah,
in the 90s.
From the 90s to 2000s. But talking about stacking some wins, we know how hard it is to win not only 1, 2, 3, 4, however, like Tom Brady won 7 or something like that. MJ won 6, or they both won 6. We got MLR playoffs this weekend. It's the finals. You got New England, who we got 2 tails of the tape. New England is a 2-time Shield winner already and chasing their 3rd in a row. On the other end, on the West Conference, you got Houston, who's never had a playoff berth ever in the history of their organization. This last weekend, they won their first ever Western Conference final. They had their owner out there on the front, like raising the trophy. He barely could stand, but guys put money into this organization.
Wow.
So we're looking at a final in Rhode Island, out there in New York, which leads me to another topic of hot take. Dude, I think neutral location finals are trash.
Yeah.
Well,
Like unless you have enough. Like, you can say the NFL, they bounce around everywhere, but they have such a big-ass following.
The Super Bowl needs to rotate.
That's what I was saying.
Because you have such a big, like, fan demographic, if you go to the East Coast or the West Coast or in the middle of the country, you're just absorbing all your fans in that one space. But if you don't have that big of a following, like, I'm not putting it somewhere, like, 15 states away from my 2 locations of my 2 teams playing in it.
And I think there has to, like, I love watching, like, the NHL, the Panthers win it at home. Like, it's exciting. Everybody's pumped. Yada, yada, yada. The home team, whoever gets the home field advantage, like, that's a part of the game as well.
Correct.
And
Like,
why take that aspect away?
Yeah.
I think that, speaking from our realm of experience at that level, I loved, even though we never got to host a Mountain West Championship game at Fresno State, I would rather go to Boise and have to play at Boise than a neutral site, because I got buddies who played in the Pac, and in the Pac-12 it always was in Vegas. Or maybe Santa Clara.
It was in Vegas for a while. And
yeah, it was in
around.
Vegas, and you watch it on TV, and it looks like it's late night Hawaii game, man. Like, nobody's
like
fucking there.
Maybe your mom and dad are there if they made the trip.
Think about it. Okay,
and it's a Friday night. Like,
it's always a Friday night,
and that's a $3,000 trip for everybody's families. I mean,
unless you have a
like
sibling on the team, or you are a recent alum, it's a lot harder to do than drive 15 minutes to the freaking stadium.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
And even then, like, if I was a Stanford guy and they were playing against Utah in the Pac-12, like, okay, we're going to Salt Lake. That's what we're doing, right? But I'm with you 100%. I think the only people that could really do that magnitude is probably the NFL.
yeah.
maybe SEC.
Maybe, but like,
I don't think so. I hate it.
So.
I hate it. I don't want it to be
because
the
it's
SEC.
also rigged as shit. It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. It's either
It's a home game for Georgia, no
Yeah.
matter what. If Georgia is to the SEC championship,
Right.
half that stadium's red.
Yep.
Of course.
Like, you've got to, and then you play your SEC championship there, and then you play a bowl game there. Like, you've got to move.
Now, things that would be
thing around a
fun
little bit.
is if they started bidding them out, like similar to how they do, but like even more, like how sick would it be for the SEC championship game to be in Bozeman, Montana?
No, that nuts. Nuts. It would kill.
Is that a fucking dumbass take?
Yeah, that,
I mean,
that should be
yeah.
shitty take of the day.
Yeah,
15 right there.
I mean, what,
just-
30,000?
I want to get
Do you
like
not understand-
outside
do you
the
understand
fucking
how
box.
small the little town of Montana is?
Yes, I am
The
very familiar
SEC,
with Bozeman.
two SEC fan bases would come run that entire town.
I think it'd be
They
sick
might
as fuck
burn
for a
it
week.
down.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
They might burn it down.
Yeah,
But think of how
whoever
much-
wins, they take over.
Think how much infrastructure and business would happen though for just one event like that.
So you think that they could all travel?
I think they
from-
would. I think they would.
I think they'd fucking
think
go.
I just
Depending
I mean,
on who,
That's,
obviously,
that's a hot take.
We're always talking about like the winners of it, and the winners have like
If it's
huge,
SEC.
huge.
Yeah.
It's like if Tennessee's in it, you're going to use Voltaire Orange
Yes.
in Bozeman, Montana.
I
Like,
think if like USC Michigan was in it, I don't think it's hyped.
I think I no. Oh no.
But I mean, those match. I feel like there are often times where you get like a random school and
Okay.
and-
But I'm
Let's
like
do-
debunking my topic right now because Omaha is a neutral location for all those teams in the College World Series.
But
And
that's been a
LSU
tradition. That's been a tradition forever.
LSU, hot take on the Rocco's Jello shot challenge, like 56,000 Jello shots.
Yeah, think about that.
racks.
56,000 times 5.
a lot.
I think I did. It was like $200,000 or $230,000, and that's insane, brother. Do you know how many Jello shots?
280.
Like, where are those going?
Okay, let's say the three of us. Let's say Fresno State goes right now,
I'm carrying the boats, son.
and we're just like, fuck it. We got work off for the
carrying
week.
the boats.
We're going. The three of us are going. We're hitting the Jello shot spot up at the College World Series. We're there for 48 hours. Okay. How many shots are we taking down?
I think we
Collectively?
Yeah, us three. In 48 hours. Let's say they're open from 6 a.m.
1,300.
Huh?
1,300.
The three of us?
Yeah.
1,300 shots?
Yeah.
we're
each-
buying them and handing them out.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're
feeding
taking
people.
them, but the three
No,
of
I want to
us-
know how many are we taking? How many Jello shots can you take in 48 hours?
48 hours.
And really only got however long the bar's open at that time.
What is? I mean, shoot.
I'm not drinking anything else.
Think about it.
Because I'm on a mission.
Okay,
Bro, I might be able to put down
30?
like 100.
Okay,
I think more than that.
Maybe, but like
100 shots.
Yeah, and
48 hours.
I'm not drinking nothing else. I know these Fireball shots are Fireball. I just love me some Fireball, but these Jello shots, like, they can't be that crazy. They're not selling them at 56,000 of them on the weekend, and
going through it.
and like people not
150
dying,
bottles.
like straight up, like
Yeah, no, it's Jello with a little bit of drizzle of
so
vodka
like
on it.
whatever that is, right?
Okay.
So
I could see that.
I'm at a hundo,
Hundo's
and I'd be
crazy.
hurting.
I
I'd
don't
be
think it's
hurting.
that crazy.
In 48 hours, 100 shots.
Just dude, look,
50 a day?
50 a day.
That's 5 hours at 10 a day. That's five hours
five
at
hours,
10 an
10
hour.
an hour.
That's one every
10?
6 minutes. That's not that crazy.
Okay,
I could rip
Frank,
10,
Frank.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in
Frank,
under
and
3
not have to
minutes.
touch another one for an hour.
we did juice golf and we did 9 beers in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Comstock, nobody's talking about having to go spin a club and beer bloats you. Like, these are like, I'm testing my waters of like, what am I going to look like in 6 hours?
I don't think you're getting too fucked up off.
You don't think so?
Well,
I don't know. They're still
hitting
Jello
you right
shots.
away, bro. They're sitting in there for a little bit. They're like
not-
little landmines. Like,
Oh.
you gotta
It's like
remember,
a-
they're
it's like a pill
almost
and
it
like
has like a
delayed-
Can I get like some onion rings or like chips and
Yeah,
salsa mixed in?
it's our
Whatever.
48
Yeah.
hours, baby. Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
I like it.
Come on.
I don't know if I can rip 100.
I think we should try it.
But I want
Next year we're going.
only if
No,
we're
let's just make some Jello shots.
only if
Oh
we're
my
finding
gosh.
the ones they sell. Right? We need
Yes.
another real thing. We need another real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you make your own, all of a sudden we're
we're
blacked
we're
out in the
toasted.
hospital, getting our stomachs pumped. Because
Okay, if Fresno State goes back to the College World Series, this is a pledge right now.
Box
that
statement.
We go.
All right.
box statement. I'm down.
Booked.
Okay.
I've heard it's electric.
I've heard it's very
It's
fun.
electric. But talking about neutral sites, home site, OKC wins the NBA Finals last night. They're at home. I sent you a picture not too long ago of the amount of alcohol they left in their locker room.
It was lame.
I got a hard statement on this.
Please rip it.
I think that's the softest shit I've ever seen. I think that
From the youngest team, by the way.
Hold up. I don't give a fuck if they were 14.
I don't care if they're
No,
14
that's
years
what I'm
old.
saying. If they're
Listen,
young, they should be able to get rowdy.
you know how hard it is to win games. You know how damn hard it is to win in a professional league. You may not ever win another one of those in your life again.
No.
I am grabbing a duffel bag and slamming those beers in there. They're over my back. I'm champagne and bottles
I'm
everywhere.
pouring
Yes.
shit
I'm in,
all over the
bro,
place.
I'm in full kit, walking out the streets, tossing beers out
Hey,
to people.
hey.
I am bringing the
Bow.
energy because I don't know if I'm ever making it back there. And that picture that I saw with all of that in there, I was just like, they didn't deserve it.
Stone Cold son.
They didn't appreciate it.
I don't think they.
I don't
appreciated
think. I don't think that they hate losing more than they love winning.
I mean, they are the NBA champs in Game 7.
but leaving that much on the table. When
Yeah.
You might
No,
never
hey,
touch
I'm
the-
hearing you. I'm hearing you.
it. No, you're not hearing him enough, Steve. Because
You're
you
not.
should be more upset about this.
You're not, because look, man. Back in rugby days, you win a champ, you win a final. I might be in full kit for like 72 hours on the streets.
I think we partied harder when we won the fucking Hawaii Bowl.
You're damn straight. I
Hey.
partied harder, pre-partied it. I partied all week knowing I'm winning this game, baby. Like, I'm winning this game.
I'm coming home Christmas morning, landing from Honolulu, driving
In the Raiders
people-
jet, baby.
Dude, in the Raiders jet.
On
fired
Christmas
up.
Day.
Christmas morning.
Okay, what's the craziest thing you've done after that flight?
What do you mean after?
I landed and drove 3.5 hours to the coast to continue partying. It was tough.
I
You had 6 hours to sober up, pal.
No, I landed, and one of our old strength and conditioning coaches named Bobby Thomas.
Hey, you know he's the
Came-
Hawaii strength and conditioning coach now.
Who?
BT,
He's the what?
Hawaii head strength
Really?
and conditioning coach.
Well, we came back from Hawaii. We landed Christmas morning. It was 6 a.m. And he looks at me and goes, hey, Frankie D, will you give me a ride home? And we're driving. And, like, there was rumors of the strength staff leaving at that point. And they ended up going to the Atlanta Falcons. And we're driving. And Bobby was my guy.
No, Bobby was a G.
And he goes, and he's just, like, there's nothing emotional. He's like, hey, like, it's probably the last time we're going to see you. And I'm like, well, fuck, man. Merry Christmas. Right? 5:30 in the morning. Everyone smells like booze and has the Hawaiian flowers and shit on them.
Didn't take them off.
And dropped him off, pulled up to the driveway. Christmas morning, I said, oh, I'll see you around, man. Merry Christmas. That's what I did right after. Then I went home, woke everybody up. That's slept on. Winning the Hawaii Bowl, getting home, your vibes are up. Yeah, it sucked. You missed all the Christmas shenanigans. But it's Christmas morning. You know you're going to get some sort of a ring. And it's like, and for that period of time, that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, man.
And
it was
your
just
family
fun.
was hyped for you.
Fired up.
I know your family. I know
dude.
my family. Like, they were sitting there awake. Like, this is the best Christmas gift you could have gave us.
Aaron, I accumulated 7 bowl gifts from little guys who didn't want their Oakley sunglasses. They didn't want their backpack.
You didn't want that towel.
Hey, you came as Santa.
Hey, you don't want. Hey, who's Paul George night in the house?
Yeah.
Like, I came home
Bagged
and
out.
sat this down as if they just landed at the fucking Sheraton in Honolulu and checked out. I had my.
How much fun was that, though? Like,
Bro,
living
I
in
had
college,
my-
getting that much stuff to
I had
bag
my
your boys
growler.
out. Oh, yes.
Were you there for that? Okay, so we go to this bar, like Maui Brewery Company, and Nate Madsen just tore his ACL the week before the championship.
I was probably down at Duke's Waikiki.
Yeah, I was there. I made my way that way eventually. So we're at Maui, and Nate Madsen, I'm with a group of guys who, they're not the biggest rowdiers, but I was who I was stuck with. And I was like, guys, let's get some beer. And on the menu, it's like, buy a growler, and it's like 50% off.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, let's just buy a growler and take it back to the room. Like, this is better. We have to go.
Yes.
So I spent like $64 on this fucking
Worth it.
3-gallon
Growler.
giant thing of beer.
Yes.
And everyone's like, you're an idiot. You're not going to be able to take it back on the airplane. I'm like, I'll cross that bridge when I need to, bro. So they bring it out, set it on the table.
Plane. What are we talking about?
Yeah, give it to Teddy. So we're going to leave, and there's no cap. I'm like, hey, can I get a cap for this growler? They're like, oh, you have to drink it here. And I said, what the fuck do you mean, bro? It's like me and 4 dudes. None of them are big
Don't get
drinkers.
rowdy.
Nate Madsen, though, is on a terror because he just tore his ACL.
Yeah, he's on a sick one.
And I'm like, looking at him like, and I'm the schmuck who just paid for the, I was like, I'll buy the growler, guys. I have my per diem, don't worry.
I brought a lot of cash.
And-
There goes the per diem.
Bro,
No, per diem was.
they made
thick
us,
back then.
they were like, we don't know why you guys ordered this. You have to drink it here. So I was like, well,
Is that a challenge?
can we get some cups? Bro, we were sitting on a 4-foot diameter wooden table with 5 of us, me being the only
Nate Madsen's
small
a big
guy.
fella.
Everyone else is a D-line,
big
O-line.
fellas.
Oh, jeez.
I said, don't bring us 4 cups. I said, we're going to pour all the beer in cups, and we're going to just power hour right now.
Yep.
So it looked like we played a giant game of fucking
Rage Cage without the ball.
without the balls. And we just was like, all right, go. 5 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. And we killed
Polished
the growler, bro.
Polished it.
And then I think we went to a couple other fun spots that evening. And
I want to tell you a little story about
anyways,
So,
where I was getting at.
that Alabama, the new Alabama offensive coordinator. He was our coach. He was my O-line coach. And you mentioned Duke's Waikiki. There was a good afternoon down there. It was a Wednesday evening. Taking some shots.
Yeah.
Saw my guy across the bar. Made eye contact. He kind of gave me that look like, you're looking a little rowdy, big fella. It's Wednesday. Going against Ed Oliver on Saturday. Like, make sure you lock it in. He sends me a shot, though. And I was like,
Respect.
gave him one of these.
So I sent him one back. Mom's was there. We were having a good time. Went and got rowdy that night. I think we might have met up. Probably found ourselves smoking a cigar on the hotel balcony where we weren't supposed to.
Yo,
but
I
you're
got some
do it.
great flicks from that trip.
Gotta
with
do
us.
it, right? Well, Coach Grubb rolls up to me Thursday morning in that film at about 8 o'clock and goes, hey, so like last night was it, right? Like you're good. Like you got it all out of your system. I turned my head to him and said, Coach, I've been training for this for 3 years. I'll worry about that. You worry about making sure that Oliver's ready to go, baby.
Shit.
See,
Nothing better than a Hawaii Bowl. I'll tell
think-
you that right now.
I love the Hawaii Bowl.
I think I didn't get to go to Hawaii Bowl. Never got to experience
Because you
that.
went to better bowls, brother.
I don't know. New Mexico Bowl was definitely not up there with the
I went
Hawaii
to
Bowl.
Hawaii Bowl and Vegas Bowl, and
Those
I'm
are
like,
lit. Those are lit.
I had such a fun time.
Vegas Bowl was amazing.
We had a great time in Vegas.
Hey, the PB or what did we go to?
National
NFR.
Rodeo Final. No, but
fantastic.
Then Mac comes in. They went to the most dog shit bowl game.
Oh.
Not like
LA Bowl was very fun.
but they didn't do
I'm
anything
sure.
fun.
I did.
You don't really have much to do unless you know what to do when you're down there.
Okay.
Especially, and I heard all those guys got to drive their cars and like
That's
that was a
dope.
whole different thing down
LA
there.
Bowl, 2 New Mexico Bowls, and then Idaho Potato Bowl. Like that is not the.
No.
Hey,
I'll
I don't
say
know.
this.
Tell me
though.
about the Western kit you got for the New Mexico Bowl.
Oh, dude, it was so not swagged out. It was unbelievable. Hey, Frank's over here talking about I was Santa on Christmas morning coming back from Waikiki. I looked like a broke guy coming back from New Mexico. It was
Bro,
unbelievable.
I was like, Mac, you're such an asshole. The amount of shit I got them when I was playing for free that like they got to
we
wear.
didn't get-
Joe still Joe like ages
Oh.
like 3rd grade through 7th grade was rocking a Fresno
I was
State
passing stuff
Hawaii
out
Bowl
the,
back
as
the
much
then.
as I
Hawaii
could.
Bowl swim trunks.
As much as I could.
Oh,
Mac
My-
comes
my
back
pops
and he's
still
like,
has the
they
first
gave
year
us
Hawaii
one
towel.
hoodie. I'm
yeah,
like,
terrible.
fuck, man.
I will say though,
But just a little different for that bowl.
I
game.
will say though, 1 year, DeBoer had already left, and there was maybe 7 coaches left on staff, and we were just kind of, as rowdy as we could be. Wait, Coach, you're gonna be
told me about this.
You're gonna be in Washington in 48 hours. You're trying to tell me I can't go out tonight? Are you kidding me?
That's lawless.
It was a lot of fun. We still followed the rules as best we could. But I
Bro.
mean, opening play, I had a personal penalty for just lighting some dude up. Coach runs up to me and is chewing me out, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's my bad, but you can't get in on me like that no more, Coach. You're not my coach after 45 minutes."
No, we had
that's tough.
small story about not having any coach. There was a period, if you're watching this, you could do some math. There was a period where we didn't have a coach at Fresno State. Mm-hmm. Like there was a window
A
of
brief
time.
small window.
And we were still kind of like going through the like we were just showing up. We're triggered dogs, right? Like, all right, it's got to better be here for the lift. We have a party at the Brick House, and it gets a little rowdy.
Real rowdy.
And,
real rowdy.
And the cops come, and I'm going out front to talk to them, and they know it's a football party, and everyone's being good, but we had some neighbors that did noise complaints, and everyone's taking care of it, whatnot, like we always would. So the cops come up, and the first thing they do is be like, "Hey, you better shut this party down, or else I'm going to call your head coach right now and let him know." And I go, "Respectfully, officer, we don't have a coach right now."
Call the number.
It was just like fucking in like Longest Yard when Paul Cruz driving and there's the tall guy and the short guy and they're making fun of his ears. Yeah. I'm gonna channel some AM radio with that. His the guy with like the big old just like Reno 901 mustache behind him goes, "Yeah, they don't got a coach right now." And he goes, "God damn it. Just keep it down, guys." He's like, "Be safe, keep it down." And I was
that's
like,
pride of the
"Fuck."
valley. That's pride of the valley, though.
We were good. We're always respectful
Pride
of
of
the
the valley.
police.
We pushed
We backed the
boundaries.
blue. We backed the blue.
but we pushed our boundaries. We also kept it respectful.
Always.
We self-policed ourselves. So it was.
Oh, dude.
That's how we kept.
There's
it,
many
kept it normal.
occasions where like self-imposed calling of the cops like, "Hey, this is getting out of hand.
Come help us out."
Yeah. Come help us. Like they found out it's an athlete party. There's really bad riff-raff of randoms that just rolled through. Like,
Yeah.
I want my TV tomorrow morning. I'd really like if you guys came in just like.
We got blessed.
We
Same
did it.
at our house. We got blessed. Like we had
Yeah.
former alumni come as the cop and like.
Dude, that's
like,
how it
"What's
should be.
up? Come on.
Yeah.
Not hurting anyone. But I want to.
Going back to talking about like after winning a championship, not like drinking booze, whatever, like that they supplied for you is crazy.
No,
and I
it's-
wasn't saying it wasn't, but this is I mean, we won Mountain West Championship at Boise. I brought like 12 cigars for the boys. Got to have cigars after a win, and
This is your second one?
second one, and 2 bottles of Clase Azul.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that
you're
did-
big time.
That did not come back full.
Good.
They were all drank.
Should have been gone.
Yeah.
They were all gone, and it was. I mean, passing that around.
Pre-planning. Pre-planning.
Hey.
Guy was speaking into existence there winning a Mountain
Good.
West Conference
Hey,
championship right there.
we lost to them that year, and we were 1-4.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we all sat on the bench, 1-4, and we said we will be back here and we will win the game. And when we got,
I
back
tweeted
there,
it.
When we got back there, you best believe I was bringing the best for the boys.
Yeah. I mean, just the simple concept of like, bro, you win a big game. Go get fucked up,
Yeah.
Or
man.
enjoy it in some version,
Yeah.
whatever your version
And
is.
we
of
had to
that.
go get
Like,
we had to go to University Liquor or Red Wave to go get our shit.
Our boy Harmon,
You're
baby.
telling me I walk in and there's a fucking 8-foot plastic Costco table full of Michelob Ultras and champagne, and I get goggles so they don't get my. Because if you've ever won something, Aaron, it
Hurts.
stings
It
like a
hurts
motherfucker
bad. And
to
it
get
stays-
beer and champagne in your eyes.
Hey, I'll tell you
But
this.
did you see the Michelob
I want one.
champagne bottle?
If you
I
go,
need one of
if you
those.
go to 5534,
Although
there
I
is
only drink
still-
Tioga Sequoia.
Sorry, yes. Shout out Red Wave Lager, Tioga Sequoia.
If
Best
you
drink
go to
on the menu.
5534, there is still champagne on the living room and
No, in the
dining
kitchen.
room and the kitchen from
Yeah,
everybody.
that was me. I
popping
fucking
bottles.
remember looking up and being like,
Hey.
"Oh, George is gonna have a fucking roofing issue."
Not only that, the cork flew through.
Bro, I've never popped a bottle of champagne that hard in my fucking life.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love that for you.
Good for
stuff.
us.
But
What else we
fellas,
got?
Champs.
I know it's been on the market for a little bit. We've already seen it. People have already had their takes about the WNBA.
I love this.
And where we're going with that. All right. Obviously the league is growing. We do love our girl Caitlin Clark. Like she literally is
Baller.
who's gonna
I got her jersey.
I love that. But are we gonna start seeing more goons
Dude,
in the WNBA?
Are they gonna-
Because I think there's a space in there for it.
it's like
right?
it's
Was
like
it a
when
little
you watch like the World Cup or FIFA like and all that stuff. Like the guys, like yeah, they kind of get after it, but the girls are nasty.
No,
the girls are freaking
they're
nasty.
fighting tooth and nail.
And
Like did she do that like outside of a basketball play? A little bit. She went a little. She reached outside the lanes of just throwing her on the ground. She did that, but was it in a basketball manner? Not really. If it was closer to a basketball manner, but then it carried on how it carried on, I think that's good for the sport.
yeah,
Like it's emotion. Like
I-
people love raw emotion. People
Bro.
love that. And she was 10 toes down for her girl Caitlin, and I was like,
Sophie Cunningham.
yes.
She sold out her jersey faster than like any jersey that's been sold out in any sport.
Bro, grabbing her by the back of the neck and just, what are you talking about? What are you doing right here? What do you think this is? That is,
I love it.
That
I
is
like
paid
it.
for TV.
Hey,
like people are like, I now want to watch the WNBA because
We've
if that's
talked
going
about
on
this.
with good product of the sport
And the
we're gonna be
camaraderie now
Yes.
in that locker room. You think they're not going up being
Their
like,
culture
"Fuck everybody."
skyrocketed. Their culture skyrocketed. Like
Did they win that game?
yes.
Oh, they beat the shit out of them.
They won that game. They went on to carry on. They've lost. They've struggled a couple games down the
Yeah,
stretch.
Caitlin was hurt.
It's
That's the
early
reason.
in the season. Okay.
I like
But I'm
the
telling
grit-
you,
I
they're going
like
to look back
seeing,
and go
like-
like, we're gritty because of that moment, and we're going to grow from that.
Well, I like seeing them like flirt the line of like it means more. Like you could see the passion. It means more than just.
But like, I was
anything.
shook.
Like they were freaking getting.
I was
after it.
shook on the initial action because like no one really stepped in.
Yeah,
like,
no,
there
I
was
know.
her one teammate kind of told something to the girl that like smacked her in the face. But when the other, I don't remember her name, but she came in and absolutely decked her.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Like,
No. It needed to
imagine
get
if that
physical.
happened in any other sport.
I do think you
Bose.
treat it a little bit like a baseball approach where
You let 'em push and shove?
you let a little eye contact and then next batter's up and you fucking give him one in the shoulder. Like a little bit like, oh yeah, it's all cool. Then that pitcher gets to
that's
decide.
worse.
Am I
Like,
yeah,
no,
I think that's worse.
That's going on the same path. Like it's tag tempo, and the running back just runs over the safety.
No.
and then all of a sudden
It's
Taylor's
tag
like,
tempo, boom.
we're live.
And those are plays you can't practice, right? But like, I think you hit the note right on the head. Like their bond now with as a team.
Yes.
There was a learning moment in there as well. But like, bro, if I'm Caitlin and now I got my goon, I'm footing the bill.
I don't even think it's just
However,
if
whatever
I'm-
penalties you get, it's on mine. Don't
if
worry.
I'm-
It gives me hockey vibes. It gives
Yes,
me
a little
very
bit.
much so. Like,
Yes.
is there going to be players now in the WNBA that are like kind of just the person that's going to
But,
step
like,
in
it's
when
not.
something happens?
It's not that crazy because you have that in the men's league. You got a
Draymond
big,
Green.
You got a big
That's what
old
he does,
center
yeah.
in there that's kind of a physical defender. He pushes the limits. He's kind of in people's ears. Every sport has that now. So I think it's almost like a new chapter for the WNBA going like, oh, okay, we can have a little bit of a piss to us about how we're protecting our players. That's generational talent that cannot be taken 3 months out on the sideline because she got her shoulder hurt from getting smoked by somebody.
I think it's a hot take, and I did a talking head about this. I think that there was a little bit of a seed planted in some people's ears because you got to think, WNBA is not getting paid shit. Not shit. So I think a little $5,000 under the table to these chicks is good cheddar, right? I think there was a little like, hey, we're going to have a bounty tonight.
See, we're not. Come on, dog.
Blood money.
Come on, dog.
Well, I'm not
We're
kidding.
not going back to the 70s.
I think
NFL league where
times
you
have
had a
not
red note
changed
in
that
your
much.
locker.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't think we're that far off from like we're humans, pal.
Y'all are
Aaron,
crazy.
in fucking times
Y'all
before
are
Jesus Christ, in ADs, 5,000 years ago, there was arenas
I know.
where guys
I
would
understand
fight
this.
lions for
Lions and
entertainment.
tigers.
Now we just fucking play football and play
Oh,
women's
it's just
basketball.
football guys are just out here getting blown up. putting
Okay,
their lives
but
on the line.
fighting a
Am I
lion with
getting
a sword
stabbed?
is
No.
not the same. Can you imagine?
Civilization has evolved a bit though, brother. Like that's why we've gotten to where we're at.
If somebody's like, Aaron, I'll give you $5,000 to chop the shit out of Ed Oliver and blah blah blah, or
I was already doing that, brother.
I don't think it's even that.
You didn't have to pay me to do that.
See, we haven't gotten that far. Thank you for proving our point.
If you're the sixth man on the Fever right now, though, I'm looking at what Sophie Cunningham just did, and I'm like, I'm waiting to be in the fucking game when someone fucks with Caitlyn, and I'm gonna come ear hold their ass. I'm talking shoulder check.
No, yeah.
Right in the
That Wisconsin play where he's running for the punt and bow.
yeah, a little something.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, but it's
good for the sport.
But it's good for the sport. That might take away from the product. Keep your physicality within the lines of the game, and I think it ramps up and gets better.
I think you flirt with it.
No, you do. But
they're
you
not
can't,
that good.
Look, you can't just
I
come.
will watch
You can't
games
just
now
run
to
in and
see
start
if it
clotheslining
happens.
people. You can't just run and start clotheslining people.
No.
But if
No,
you're
you
physical
can't do
setting
that.
a screen, you're physical on defense, and then it bubbles over past the limit
Yeah.
where some pushing,
Talk
and
a little
shoving,
shit.
Yeah.
That's good for the game. That's competitive edge. Coming over and some girl sitting on the bench with a red tag like. Yo, when I get in there, I am saying bone saw's ready.
That's
baby.
my bitch
Like,
right there.
No, that's literally like the clip from Longest Yard where Brucey's about to kick and he's scanning like, where's he at? There he is.
Yeah.
Brothers. I don't know about the bounties in WNBA, but I do know that the product's going to get better from some physicality.
Yeah. I will definitely tune in and watch some girls get chippy, for sure.
I'm gonna have to be betting on women's basketball on Profit X using code BTJ.
It's because your only sport. It's really we're in a dead period
only
here.
thing it's on, man.
Do they have
Lines, yeah.
Do they have lines for? Are they going to get chippy?
I would love
Tough thing-
for them.
tough-
I
tough
could
thing
tell
to
them to
bet
start
on.
a line called "Will there be an altercation?"
Yeah.
A technical
Will there
foul
be flagrant
altercation.
assessed?
Yeah, that's a good one. I've been hammering the Angel Reese.
Bricks.
Me bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me bounce.
for sure.
yeah, rebounds, first missed shot, all that stuff.
Me bounce.
Yeah, it's actually she's trademarking that.
Yes.
Good for her. Good for her.
We had a topic about it last week. It's genius. Why would you not? Why would you not? It's marketing.
If I'm her, I'm taking my whole paycheck, betting on myself to miss the first one. No one's gonna think I'm choking and fucking cash out, bro.
Wait, you think I'm joking? I've done this 150 times in the last 2 games.
Look at how shady, like, Frank wants the WNBA to just become, like, run by the mafia.
Yes.
Like, old school money, like,
fuck yeah.
point
How do you-
shaving. Like,
How do you
yes.
think
hey,
all
like,
these
am I
leagues
going to
got
hit?
where they got?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, we are.
the proof is in the pudding.
I know this. Gambling is definitely growing in our country, but it would be wild. to
Gambling's
revert
always
back
been
to
here.
that.
It's just
Yeah.
on social. It's
just
on our
more
phone
social
now.
It's on ESPN. But before we wrap some things up, I know we got a couple more topics. But my question for you guys is: we saw that Aaron Rodgers is talking about he's only got one more year left in his career as a quarterback, and then he's going to finish at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want you to go back in your memory a little bit of some different Aaron Rodgers times. Okay, who was better, Percocet Aaron Rodgers? Or I had it lined up.
Discount
Percocet
double
Roger
check.
or discount double check BJ Raji Aaron Rodgers.
Discount double check.
Yeah, bro. I mean, the iconic Key and Peele air hump, like the belt, like
Like that swagger was insane.
Well, I mean, what
Insane.
it was in every commercial.
No,
yeah, but
became
not
a
even
thing.
that.
Like,
Bro.
but like,
just like the casual. And I've said this forever. first of all, he wears a Big 5
Bucket helmet.
bucket helmet with the fucking OG.
Single
like,
strap.
there's no way that protects you.
One button. No.
Like, I've never seen a bucket like that in my
I want
life.
to know what foam they have in there.
That shit
is there
has to cure cancer, bro.
That thing doesn't pass regulation, fellas.
No.
I think it's just.
He's
I
got
think
two
it's
helmets.
spray
He has one that gets sent in.
I think it's like a skull cap.
No, bro. He's got one that gets sent in so that they can say that they pass marks and checks everything. And when he runs out there, he grabs his old reliable.
But he
Looks like Terry Bradshaw's helmet when
it's
he's playing.
insane, and the swagger he has is just criminal, man.
I want him to get back to that.
I hope he
Like
does.
in all of my hopes, with everything that's gone on with Aaron Rodgers' career, obviously you don't like the injury. He's done some stuff with some psychedelics, some ayahuasca. This guy searched his inner soul, find some things.
Everyone's got their
Everyone's got their
thing.
stuff.
It out.
But I
his
want
ass
and
and
like
it's just
tell me how good the NFL season would be this year if Aaron Rodgers was just like
Primed.
discount double check Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm
throwing
saying. Imagine-
dimes, putting people in games.
Imagine him coming back, pulling it out of the fire, and
With-
taking the Steelers
With
like,
that organization,
just like all the way.
You're gonna have a good defense. We know that.
non-negotiable, you're gonna have a good defense.
Really, if you could put up 24 a game, you'll probably win 14 games.
I wish they still had Pickens.
They got DK.
Hey, tides,
No, I know. but
tides,
imagine
tides
those-
come and go. Tides
Imagine
come and
those
go.
two crash outs together, though.
Yeah, we know.
And Aaron Rodgers.
We know, but like too much crash out cancels out to like no crash out. You know, like now they're stepping on each other's toes.
Right.
Yeah.
Or now it's like 10x.
Aaron Rodgers in his prime was my fantasy football quarterback, always in forever, and everyone's like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "This motherfucker's gonna
Dude puts
do
points
his
up.
thing, bro."
Dude puts points up.
And his connection
Throws
with
some crazy touchdowns.
his connection with prime Devontae, I mean Devontae's still in his prime in my opinion, but his connection that they built is just fucking. It was chemistry that you can't. As a receiver, you're just like, that's just money.
But it was
and
butter.
you knew what was
It
happening.
Butter, but like not even just Devontae.
Oh no, anybody.
That entire room,
Driver,
bro. That entire room had
Jordy,
just the ability to mesh like in a dream state of what you would
Yeah.
want your quarterback and your wide receiver room to mesh
and
in.
the Packers.
Jordy
And I
Nelson,
think a lot of it had to do with just Aaron Rodgers' ability to know his
dish
guy.
the pill as
Like,
well
he just-
and just play.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted. That's what I'm hoping we get back to.
Yeah,
at the-
I'm with you.
In this
But I
NFL
think
season.
it's good that he has come out and said, like, last ride, like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's all out there now. There's no more like is
He's
he
all
gonna
in.
Do this?
He's
Is he
all
gonna
in.
do that?
Hey, here's
It's
my chips.
Bam.
There's only a couple of them, but
I think him going to the Jets was a bold move, just because they were in such a slump. And I don't know if he was trying to mimic a Brady going to the Bucks, who were kind of in a low.
the Bucks were good. Like
mean,
I agree.
Mike Evans,
They were a Brady away from a Super Bowl, and it worked.
it works.
I think the Steelers could kind of be in a similar situation.
I could agree. I think, again, like you said, you hit the notes on the head. Mike Tomlin's going to call a good game. They're going to have a good defense.
Yeah.
Their fan base is going to back them. Can they score some points on offense? And can discount double check come back and see if we can? I
love
would
to see it.
love to see the Steelers in a whatever
Championship game.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if they're in the AFC or NFC, but whatever that looks like, I'd love to see that fan base get back to that and see what that looks like for them. But fellas, you got anything else before we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah. Okay, I saw this thing. It was like,
Yeah.
how many 25 handicap golfers does it take to beat a pro? And from the whites, but also from the tips. Like true 25 handicappers.
What we're playing Pebble? Like, what course we playing?
Where'd they play last time?
Oh, Oakmont?
Yeah,
right.
Let's do it at Oakmont.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's
do
go
Dragonfly.
Pebble.
Just
Let's
do
go.
Dragonfly. You know Dragonfly. We're bringing the course up.
Dragonfly.
Okay.
Do Dragonfly.
Let's say it's
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly. We know Dragonfly. So the guy's gonna shoot from the whites. He's gonna shoot probably what a 65.
He might be on the green every time, brother.
He might shoot a 63.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many guys will it take to shoot a 63? This is a scramble, right?
Scramble. No, best
Best
ball.
ball?
Best ball.
His best ball. I would say.
Scramble.
I would say. From the whites, 6 guys.
6.
I was going way bigger.
Yeah, same.
I think 6 guys could be.
I was like minimum 15.
I think 6 guys could shoot
It doesn't hurt you to go more.
I'm just thinking from. I've hosted golf tournaments at Dragonfly, playing from the whites.
Yeah.
And if there's good. Oh, 25 handicap. Fuck.
25 handicap.
No. Hold up. I didn't take that into account.
15. I'm saying 15.
Yeah, I'll go 12. I'll go 12 just to be different.
Yeah, I think it's
That's 12 of me's.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
I would say from the whites.
I'm doubling mine from the tips.
From the tips, I don't really know if it's
Statistically, we should be okay. Statistically, like with that many people playing in 25 handicap,
You
you're
should be
bound to
okay.
hit a
One
shot
good
here and there.
drive.
Statistically, I
but
should be all right.
still, then it's like, okay, let's say you have 20, right? And let's say out of the 20, you have, let's just say 5 that are in the fairway. But from the tips, that means you're like
I
probably
think
200 out.
But you've opened up more air for the pro golfer as well. So
I think that it's not a matter.
That's what they play.
I know, but
That's what they're always playing.
and they still play with air. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm still opening that
Yeah.
up for
A
him to
25 handicap is
Jack and Five's a little
shooting
sneaky. He
is
might get in
shooting
trouble.
under 100. Okay.
25 handicap?
Yes.
Because the
25
22
handicaps-
is about like a 90-ish. 95.
So a 25 handicap
I'm a
shooting
15
on.
and I'm shooting anywhere from like 88 to 92.
Okay, I'm saying let's say a 25 shooting 100.
Okay.
Right. You're bound to get one tee box shot. Someone's going to get a hold of it. 12 guys, someone's going to get a hold of one.
Yeah.
You're bound to get a great second shot.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Statistically,
But this
And
is
there's
where
12
the
opportunities at every
you're
hit.
gonna make your. This is where you're gonna win.
make your putts.
You're going to make your putts. You have 12 chances to sink a
the same
14
line ball
footer.
every time. Yeah.
Someone's going to sink that.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like
You
I
might
can
even
sink
become
any
lights out.
putt.
So from the tips though, you think you're going to have that many birdie opportunities?
The tips
Yeah.
is what gets harder is your second shot.
Your second
Lots
shot.
of guys who have higher
Yeah.
handicaps either have a great drive and a shitty second shot,
Yeah.
or a shitty drive and a great second.
I
shot.
think-
I actually still think, now that we're actually talking through this, the putting, I already knew the putting was going to be the best thing because I played you guys in a scramble and I was not scrambling, and the hardest part was putting because you guys get 2 looks at it. So the putting's what's going to keep them in it, but from the second shot, I mean, there's got to be, out of 15 dudes from the tips, that means you're probably no closer than 150 on every approach shot. You know, how many times you're going to stick them close.
Yeah.
You know, I think, yeah, it's like 15 guys probably from the tips.
I agree, Steve.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Great job. My last one, and remember, you got to get this clip
Couple
out.
beers.
One.
This is my okay. If you had tomorrow night or whatever, the NBA draft is happening.
Yes.
Cooper Flagg is like the undisputed
Number one.
Number
One of the
one.
best.
He is the number one. Like there hasn't been an undisputed in a while. I guess there has been, but he is like it's fucking Cooper Flagg.
Everybody has made it out like that's the next coming of like LeBron, MJ, that type thing. He's this generation's that.
Why does like somebody with $100 million not throw $1 million on him to be the number one overall pick? I think he's
what's the line?
I think let's say he's minus 10,000. Okay,
Because normally if he's that sure, the line's not that good.
it's gonna be terrible. Right now, if you bet $100, you could win 25 grand if he doesn't go number one. You could say
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg
If
won't
you're
go
going
number one.
against the house.
So I'm
But what, if
saying
you bet $100 on him going, you're not winning. Like you're winning a couple bucks probably.
you're winning. I think you're winning like
10 cents.
$1.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like not even a couple bucks.
So, but if you have the magnitude in the funds,
To go big.
like he's like that's a lock. It's a fucking lock. Put 10 million down and come up with 100 G's.
How true would that be if it wasn't though?
I mean,
That hurt.
The,
That hurt if it did
the
it.
cash
Vegas-
on cash
Vegas
return
sees
is just
that.
not cash on cash.
That's
is
what I
not
mean.
there.
Like I hear what you're saying. Like
You hear what I'm
you're a
saying?
Sherlock. I got $10 million in my bank account that I don't really like. Not that I don't care about, but like I'm rich, so
No,
I could
you don't
just-
care about.
I could just shift that into here and go. That's like a
Instead
quick
of-
compounding interest for me.
It's
Okay,
fucking
so
great.
I just shifted my money somewhere different in
I'm
someone
just
else's
gonna
hands.
throw this out there. If you have enough money that you're gonna throw 10 million on that line, I don't think you give a shit about 100K.
I usually correct.
if
This
you
is
love to
true.
gamble,
This is true. I like to call it fuck you money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just fuck you money. You don't really buy a new car, buy a watch, do whatever the fuck you want.
Buy a $5 million
Put
pension.
a $5 million bet on a 1 to 10 odds on the guy going number one. I like it. Like I like where your head's at with it.
I'm just saying anybody who has money of that magnitude is somewhat of an investor.
Correct, but they could literally like if I'm making that much money from investment, he might be like, bro,
I'm not talking about morals here.
I make $500,000.
I'm not talking about
no, but he's like,
strategy.
I make $500,000.
What Frank is
over
saying is
here.
you're a sick motherfucker and you have a ton of money and throw that shit
You're a
around.
degenerate, and you're like, I need another 100,000.
Frank's over here like, I'm gonna put 10 million on this. It's a lock. I'm gonna take that 100,000.
A lock.
and
Hammer it.
Hit some
Put it on,
crazy
put it
parlays.
on black at a
You would
roulette table.
watch like the house sees that bet is like, hey, you want to fuck with this guy?
Hey, we're gonna give you $5 million.
Yes, we'll take half this money. You go to second. We'll give you that.
I think if somebody bet $10 million that Cooper Flag is going first overall, I think Vegas like DMs the Mavs.
Potentially.
Like, yo, he has a weak ACL or some shit like that.
yeah. So starts just
Sabotages the whole
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I wish the guy great
in a,
health.
In a hypothetical world, do you think that it would be cool to say like we have a draft and know how some of these do lottery? They do. Hey, you were the worst, so you get first. What if it was like we're gonna open it up for a month, and whoever's fan bases raises the most money gets the first round pick.
But then where does that money go? Like just to charity?
Let's fund their contract. Let's give it to a charity. Pick a random housing unit that it goes into.
I love
Maybe
that.
it gets refunded back to him. Maybe it's like, hey, we put it in there. If it doesn't happen, you get your money back. You get a return. Like if you're the Chargers and I'm the Rams and I put in $100,000 and he ends up not going to me, it's non-refundable. I give him $100,000 back. But it's early. It's down the road. You don't get to do this like a week before the draft. This is like 6 months away from
So
the draft.
every team
Every
is
fan
fundraising money
is
to
fundraising
get their draft pick.
Yes, to see if they get number one. Now, how crazy would that be? Like somebody wants Cooper Flag and like Milwaukee Bucks are like, let's get it, baby.
Damn, and then you're that one guy that's like, oh, there's no way that so-and-so's going to raise this much money. You put $1 million down and you're fuck.
I think it
Could be lit.
A city
Could be lit. We're talking about fuck you money. It could be lit.
I think a city with like the Lakers with LA that has so much. They just sold for $10 billion.
Billy.
But the B, like they're probably gonna buy it, and that makes a city like Oklahoma not competitive. But then again, who the fuck are we? They're just the ones who just won the championship and didn't drink their booze after. So like,
I'm still pissed that they didn't drink their booze. That picture disgusted me to my core. And it's not that you have to go get drunk. Like it's not that you have to consume all that.
spray it. Give the
Blow
reporter a
some
sweat.
up. Some reporter that's standing there, he's
Throw
been
it in the
asking you
crowd.
shitty questions all year
Are
long.
you kidding me?
Let's
You know how
go,
much fun
baby.
it would be
Like,
to be tossing beers to people after you just won?
I'm walking to the bus, I have my shades on. I don't really care about drinking them. You're the fan favorite, baby. Just start tossing beers at.
That's what I'm
Celebrate
saying.
with me.
You know how many? You're getting some ROI on that jersey sale.
Big time ROI on
Wait,
that jersey sale.
Who was the one?
Fanatics gives you a change, baby.
Who was the one that was talking at the parade or whatever and holding the trophy, and he couldn't get words out, and they like grabbed the trophy
Chet.
from him? Oh my gosh, that was
Chet,
hilarious.
what did he say? Michelob.
Yeah, bro. Drink a beer, bro.
I don't think he's from America, so it's okay.
I think Chet's from America.
No clue.
I don't know.
He might be drinking different beer. I thought he was Canadian. Drinking Moose
Oh,
Drill.
fuck Canadian. That's close enough. You better know what a
State.
fucking
Drink some
Michelob is.
Well, fellas, another lovely Tuesday, another lovely chat.
Love it.
Remember, every week we set out to do some crazy hard stuff, but how do you get those things done? You chop wood and you carry water.